Hi there, my name is Krista, and I'm the author of The Radical Angel, A True Story. Please find links to my ebook, my social media sites, and a site to find your birth chart in full in the description box below. You can contact me for personal readings through social media until my website goes live in June, at which time you can just look up my website and contact me there. You can subscribe for weekly readings as well and for videos about other subjects that may appeal to you. This reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I do encourage you to check out the site if you don't already know your Moon and Rising, so that when you look up the Always Astrology site and you put in your personal information, you can find out exactly what your birth chart looks like. Therefore, if this isn't resonating with you 100% and you want deeper explanation about the week ahead, you can look at your Moon and Rising for some more information. I am using 3 decks today: the Medicine Card Totem Animals, the Wisdom of the Oracle, and the Angel Oracle cards. Doing a 3-card spread with a general energy for the week at the bottom, central issue with 2 clarifiers, and let's begin. So I wish for Capricorn all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask Gaia to bless this reading for Capricorn. Beautiful. So your central card is the Swan, and its keyword is grace. Numerologically speaking, 39 is a very highly spiritual number. And when I think of even the term grace, I think of by the grace of God. So if you're in tune with something deep within yourself, or you are aware of or tapping into or leaning toward a higher power, whatever that means for you, that this is a central issue for you for the week of the 8th to the 14th. I know this is up for you a little bit late, so please forgive me. I'll be on time next week. But for the next week, you can expect the central issue for you on a general level to be grace. To the right of grace is the card Lynx. Numerologically, that is card number 9. So again, highly spiritual. And its keyword is secrets. So Lynx is also can be referred to as the Egyptian lynx, so the place of secrets. And to the left of the Swan is the card 36. It's Lizard, and Lizard's keyword is dreaming. So you've got a lot of a really intense spiritual energy this week, Capricorn. And yeah, no messing around. You're in tune. Something about Virgos and Capricorns this week could have something to do with Taurus being in retrograde. You're really getting to the nitty-gritty of things for yourself in terms of relationships, partnerships, and possessions, that you're really looking within, or Spirit is asking you to look within for grace to look at secrets, or to fetter them out, or to let them be. And then in the dream world, dreaming, what are you bringing into the world? What are you focusing on? Because this will come to fruition. And at the bottom of the deck, we have another highly spiritual card, and that is the Owl. Its number is 21, and numerologically speaking, that's 3. And we're looking at another exceptionally spiritual card. Its keyword is deception. Don't let that fool you, though. Deception is just something that you can misuse, but it's actually a very powerful card, which means that you can refuse to be deceived, or other people who are around you or you're surrounded by who believe that you're an easy take will be surprised at how fast you can see right through them, because you cannot be deceived. So we'll take a look at those in detail in just a moment. So I'm going to set up the next row with central issue And then we'll look at 2 clarifiers in the bottom of the deck for an overall energy, Capricorn. What are general messages for Capricorn for the week of the 8th to the 14th? All right, so your central issue is another highly spiritual card at number 6. I know it's 24, but numerologically speaking, it's number 6, and it's time for a nap, and it's just beautiful. Even the colors are gorgeous. They're very earthy, and there's a beautiful little fox just napping at the base of this old wise moon. So let's look at 2 clarifiers for you to follow up on time for a nap. We're looking at general messages for Capricorn for the week, the 8th to the 14th. And to the right of take a nap is the card Between Worlds, and another highly spiritual number at number 3. Secrets, dream time, deception, between 2 worlds, maybe taking a break. I don't know. Like I've been saying in all my other signs, if there is imagery or terminology or even direct, just plain old words that I'm using, or you know, phrases that I'm using that resonate to you, for you, or hit home in a way that I'm not focusing on or concentrating on, please trust your intuition and go with that, because a general reading can apply to all phases of your life, and only you know what's going on right now. And this is, you know, when you interpret this in your own way, this is how this is going to apply to you best. However, I'm reading it. So I'm just a guide. I'm just here to give some messages, but it's ultimately up to you, Capricorn, how this is used and how you feel about it. And the bottom, the third card is Thinker, and it's number 44. So again, not too shocked for a Capricorn to have the Thinker. You are I was going to say a happy person, not generally happy without effort, because you look at everything and take everything in stock, but thinking next underneath dreaming really is 2 worlds. So let's take a look at that in detail in just a moment. And this is number 44, which is 8, so this is a foundation for you. And then another highly spiritual number with Treasure Island is the general energy around this spread. This is such a gorgeous card. There's a turtle with an actual treasure with hearts and starfish and gold swimming over shallow water. So I'm going to suggest that he or she's swimming to shore. So this could be something right around the corner for you. So let's look in detail at the swan. Again, this is just a very graceful card. It's a very graceful animal, the swan, and it's swimming on a calm surface. And like I said, its keyword is grace. So I'm just going to look at some terminology or concepts that the authors, when they created this deck, used to gain further clarity, and then we will combine it in relation to the cards surrounding it. So surrender is a key word, the state of grace, acceptance, entering the dream time, trust, God's protection, go with the flow. So this is really just being in tune. Like I said at the very beginning when it landed, when I think of the word grace, I do think of the grace of God, and it's something that is so potent that there's no amount of, I would even say, like, for example, with the thinker, there's no amount of thinking it away. You can't, think away intuition. If you do, you're really not any closer to intuition. It's surrendering to that inner voice, and it's surrendering to the grace of God. By the grace of God, you will be led in the right way, on the right path. And I think without straining yourself or without too much effort, you're going to be given what you need this week, Capricorn. And it's something that resides within. I mean, we're looking at really highly spiritual cards here that are you know, so powerful because these are ideas and concepts, secrets, grace, dreaming, deception. I mean, these are all concepts that you have direct control over if you surrender to them. That, you know, by the time it comes to making a decision or putting plans into action, it's because you've, and I'm just glancing at the time for a nap, it's because you've maybe just breathed a big sigh and said, you know what, I'm just going to give this over to spirit, or I'm just going to take a little rest. I'm not going to keep pushing so hard. So let's take a look at Lynx, which is the right clarifier to Swan. Again, you can see Lynx is looking a little bit to the side, but those eyes pierce you anyway. They almost go right through you. So Lynx, being in Egyptian mythology, the creature of secrets, so not too surprising that this is the card whose main term is secrets. And this is simply either you're being confronted with something you don't know about yourself or others, but you're open to. You're not afraid of it. There's no fear here. But you might have dreamed it into reality, or you might be focusing on it so much that it's being brought into reality for you. And you have a special kind of clairvoyance. You simply know, so I would keep trusting your intuition. And you don't say much. You have an enigmatic smile where you just get it. Nothing escapes you. You don't have to go searching for it. It's going to land in your lap. I mean, this, you know, revelation. But there's nothing here that says that it's going to be overwhelming or detrimental or anything like that. So let's look at the lizard, which is 36. And again, beautiful, beautiful artwork. Interesting to note too, these little critters, if they have a leg or a tail, scratch that, I think it's just the tail, that's cut off or they lose it, somehow it grows back. So this is something that you could be manifesting in your own dream world, even if it's slipping away, even if it's something, for example, between the two worlds for you. Literally between worlds, like dream time and wake time, that this is something that if given enough energy and if you have enough faith, you can bring it to fruition, because the same energy that goes into worrying can be the same energy that goes into imagining the best. So it's just how you're using your energies and your thought processes. So use it to your advantage, Capricorn. And then the general energy for the top deck is the owl. Again, its keyword is deception, but don't let that fool you. That's not a negative thing. It means that you have extraordinary power to see through people and to see through deception, and people can't put one over on you. It is the card of witches and sorcerers. So I hope that doesn't put you off. But all that means is that it's heavy energy. It is the card of black magic. So again, don't be afraid of that. All black magic means is to take away energy from another person or being. And this is saying, this card, especially here, is saying you should resist any temptation to practice black magic or any art that takes away from anyone else. So be concerned with yourself and don't go looking for problems. Don't go looking for secrets necessarily. If they arrive in your life, that's one thing. You can play with them then, or you can get to the root of them then, but don't go looking for anything. Things will show up to you. And it also states that you may be a little frightening to be around, since so many people have ulterior motives that you see through. So you're intuitive. You're intuitive about all situations. So just be real about that with yourself and be fair about it. Like, don't use it over people or to be advantageous and use it against people. Use it to solve problems or to get to the root of things, but as a power with, or a power within, versus a power over, or to overpower someone else. So it's it's a critical energy. It's a very strong energy, but only if it's misused. This actually can be used to your advantage, and it can actually solve problems. So I'm repeating myself. Okay, so let's move on to number 24. The central issue in the bottom row is time for a nap. And again, we're looking at the number 24, which is 6 in numerology. And time for a nap's general messages by the authors are, besides actually taking a break or a step back from anything troubling you or that you want to get to the bottom of, say a secret or an issue, a problem, is they are saying it is rest, rejuvenation, and renewal. Temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. So how gorgeous right now that we have two very spiritual numbered cards here. One actually talking about rest and dream time, and one specifically addressing dream time. And this could be seriously something as simple as you having a dream and you're waking up, and for some reason it answers something for you, or it solves something for you, or it leads you to greater interpretation or greater wonder or even greater mystery. So time for a nap, actual rest, being conscious of dream time and energy that goes into dream time. And this could even be relaxation. This could even be, meditation, dream time. So just something to consider. And the card to the right of the central issue here is the between worlds. So again, you have the gorgeous flamingo between the really, really bright side, sunny side, and then the sort of cloudy side. So this could literally be something that's on a balance for you, that you're finding footing around. So let's look at some of the key words that the authors used, and this is number 3. Transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness, or no man's land. So again, just really keep an eye on if you're not aware of something, or you feel secrets are afloat, or you're keeping them. Someone's going to see through you, or you're going to see through someone else, and you're going to have to decide if that's where you want to be. Do you want to keep being sort of wishy-washy, or having someone be wishy-washy around you? Or do you want an answer? Do you want something a little bit solid? And because it's next to taking a nap, but the other clarifier is thinker, it could mean that you need more rest. You need to rely on messages and energies that are coming from within over the thinking process. So I'm going to look at this and just see what it means next to all this dreaming and spiritual / emotional energy. We've got the thinker, and at 44 we've got some stability, foundation, and this is just this sweet little fairy angel who is in thinker position. She's really trying to figure something out. So let's see if this is something that you can do both of, or if you need to let go of the overthinking process or the analyzation process, or getting to the root of something. So like effort versus non-effort, or, physical manifestation versus spiritual manifestation. So let's just look at the terminology that they're using here for thinker. Not that there's anything wrong with thinking either, and it is for the next week. So this isn't like, for the rest of your life, you have to, it's not like that. It's just something, these are just energies that are floating around your personal atmosphere for the next week. And this essential meaning is strategy and being analytical and logical. So this could even be about being analytical and logical about your feelings about something, so that you're not getting, say, bent out of shape about dream time, about being in the middle of something and not really knowing where to go, that sort of weighing things out, or dream time, trying to figure out secrets. You know what? Rest on it. Don't stress yourself about figuring it out. If you are being too analytical about it, or overly logical, you could thwart the process of something just happening, or something just being graceful and showing up or manifesting, or coming to life through the dream world. So I would say, thinking isn't necessarily the enemy here. I would say overthinking. Logic isn't the enemy here. Relying on logic in absence of emotion. So maybe just keep the balance here. What it's saying between the two worlds is maybe it's literally between your logic and your emotion. So just watch that over the next week, Capricorn. And at the bottom of the deck, whoa, it's sunny, is Treasure Island. And again, we got to look at that earlier in the read there, number 9, highly spiritual card. So we'll just get a general message about Treasure Island, about what the authors and creators of the cards wrote. So this is a pretty fantastic card, and I'll read what they wrote. The law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition. The results of positive thinking made manifest. Abundance appearing as if from nowhere. Financial gains and the sharing of good fortune. So this is just glorious. This means that everything in the material world is going to be situated for you because you haven't worried. You haven't thought yourself into a dither. You didn't worry yourself into a dither. You stepped back what's coming up is you're not going to worry yourself into a dither. You're going to step back when necessary, and you're going to know when that's needed. Again, by the grace of God, or because you're attuned to that type of energy and you're aware of when it's time to step back, maybe through practice, or maybe you're trying it for the first time. But there is a balance game going on here. So just to be aware that the balance includes rest and not overthinking, and not letting people get one over on you, to stay true to yourself and not use your power over other people, but to use your personal power to help other people while not letting them take advantage of you. So let's finish up with a nice little card with any additional messages from the Angel Oracle deck. So any additional messages for our lovely Capricorns today? Any additional messages for our Capricorns for the week of April 8th to April 14th. That one's going to jump. I really enjoyed your reading, Capricorn. I hope you liked it. There we go. Surrender and release. How beautiful after that whole reading. Seriously, though. So there's no numbers on these cards. There's just terms and images. And there's a woman holding a huge flask of water, and it's dripping. This could be related to the traditional tarot as the card of Aquarius. So it's the carrier of emotions without being overly emotional. You're aware of them. You know how to deal with people and with groups. But you don't get caught up in it. So you could have some air signs in your life this week as well that play prominent parts. So Aquarius or even Libra. Surrender and release. So how beautiful is this? Again, with the very first card in the central issue, which is grace. I think you're already aware of this. This is something that's internal to you. And I hope this message or this reading just added to your internal messages this week of just keep following your heart, keep following your gut. You know what's best for you. You don't owe anyone an explanation. And in surrendering and releasing, you are willing to and able to accept what good is on its way to you. All right, my dear Capricorn, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. Please join me next week for your next weekly reading. And until then, take good care of yourself. Bye now.